Coach, playoff fever has come to upstate New York, and there's a look at New Era Field in Orchard Park. Today we continue on in Wild Card Weekend with a great AFC matchup between the Baltimore Ravens and the Buffalo Bills. The battle for the Lamar Hunt Trophy begins as we're underway in this AFC Wild Card game. This will be fielded at the 6. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line.
Mike, 48. 180. I got you. I got you.
Now the first carry for Devin Singletary. Space to maneuver at the 40. And finally down at the 41-yard line. 12 yards that time and a Bills first down.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it could be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
Now a run with Singletary. And he stopped immediately there. Earl Thomas in on the stop. The free safety roaming all the way up to the line of scrimmage to make that stop.
How about his ability to trust his eyes and figure out it was not a pass play and go fast towards the line of scrimmage in order to make that tackle?
Hey, D-line, let's get in there. Let's get in there.
A play fake to Singletary, and now it's Allen. That's caught by his tight end, Dawson Knox. And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens' 31-yard line.
The beauty of route running is it doesn't matter what position, everyone's doing the same thing. In this case, tight end, selling the vertical route. Get the defensive back on his heels, break off for the corner, and with good timing, you get a completion as we just saw there.
All 52. 41's coming. 41's the mic.
Throwing on first down is Allen. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete. He was trying to get it to Frank Gore there. And that'll bring up second down.
I think we'll see more of them trying to get him the football out of the backfield. They love what he can do in open space, and they believe that he creates mismatches they can exploit.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 as they line up, 2nd and 10.
It's our field. It's our field. Hey, it's our field.
On second down, here's a run with Singletary. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. 10 yards, good enough for a Buffalo first down.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
Hey, 57, Mike 57.
On first down, they stick with Singletary. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. Marcus Peters up to make the tackle.
I think that's the type of run we'll continue to see throughout this game. The snow coming down, I don't expect a lot of big plays to be broken.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Now Allen. And he finds Beasley complete. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. From 17 yards out. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. So they take the opening kickoff and drive it all the way down the field.
And that's the last thing you want defensively. On the road, in the playoffs, and now you're down a touchdown right away.
So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. This is taken at his 4. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Jackson, option right. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. A loss of 2 there, 2nd down.
And on this play, the read for the quarterback was the defensive end, and he was totally focused on the quarterback. He should have given it off inside to the running back. Instead, he kept it and ended up taking a loss on the play.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Now Jackson. Catch is made by Marquise Brown. It's a big play there for Baltimore. 51 yards. We know he's good at catching the football, but then after the catch, he's got escapability.
Not only that, he's got some toughness as well, because you know he's coached very hard to make sure he battles through, breaks tackles, and then they finish with, but don't fumble the football.
So that changes things in a big way. Now from all the way down inside the 30, here's 1st and 10. This pass complete. Jackson finding Andrews. That one good for 13 and a Raven first down.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
Jackson, rush coming, and he's taken down. Trent Murphy just would not be denied. That's a loss of 7.
We said it before the game, and I think it's still apparent. If these guys are going to advance in these playoffs, they're going to have to wreak some havoc coming off the edge.
Yeah, wild card round. They told us the wild card could be that defensive pressure. They showed it there. Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. Jackson. And this one's incomplete.
I know our vantage point might be a little bit better way up here, but that looked like an ill-advised throw to me. I didn't see anything open, and this play just didn't look right from the beginning.
It did not. I thought he might get outside and just chuck it away. Dangerous pass, incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. From the gun, Jackson. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
That's a good job there creating the contact to force the incompletion. And now since it's 4th down, that should set up a field goal situation.
And a nice sigh of relief defensively to be able to hold them to 3. Tucker's kick is good. And they are on the board, trailing now 6-3. So the field goal that cuts the lead in half as they, too, are able to get some points on their initial drive of the game.
Yeah, all in all, a pretty positive response, right, to the points that were scored against them. And they got a little help from their opponent anyway. Missed the conversion, so now they're just 3 back.
This will be fielded at the 6. And he nearly broke that for more, but as it is, they'll start this drive at about the 37-yard line. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive.
Let's put that team on the bus. Whip, 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 whip. Watch the whip.
On 1st down, they'll start out with Singletary. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. That time on the outside, pretty nice job as a cornerback to shed any would-be blockers and make the tackle.
And think about the praise we're giving him, what his coaches have given, but how about the respect he gets from his teammates to be a complete corner who doesn't just cover receivers, but also tackles ball carriers.
Out of time, guys. Out of time. Let's get off the field. Let's get off the field.
On 2nd down now, Singletary. Give him 3 yards, and now they're left needing a conversion here on 3rd and 6.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
Here we go.
Throwing is Allen on 3rd. And that's caught by Beasley. Yeah, he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. 21 yards there on third down.
Someone sharp in this game. I mean, a touchdown pass on the first drive and comes right back, and he's flinging it around really well here.
A really nice throw there to pick up the first down. You kind of just feel a laser focus and confidence about him, and I think we saw that this week, didn't we? Talking to him and the coaches, they felt good about his performance coming up.
Yeah, I was really impressed with that last practice we saw when they went through 2-minute drill, when they went through all the different situations. Ball hardly hit the ground, and I thought, yeah, he might be locked in for this one.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
Here we go.
On play action, Allen. It's Knox, the tight end, making the catch. And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens' 15-yard line. Had the offense humming on the first drive. Not much has changed here on drive number 2.
No, and I think a lot of times confidence just really kicks in for a team. They may have been confident going into the game, but once you prove it on a drive, it's hard to get out of that mindset, isn't it? And look, let's face it, we can always lock in on the skill position, guys. But those big fellas up front, they're really making this offense go early in the game.
Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
At the Ravens' 13-yard line.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Tight down. There you go. Motion, motion.
Six-3 is our score after 1. It's the NFL on EA Sports.
Ravens
57. Time to go. Night, night. Double time, double time. 3 down, 3 down.
On 2nd down, Singletary. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down. You mentioned very early on the need to establish a running game for this young QB. They really haven't been able to do that, though, in the first half.
So that means what in halftime? Adjustments time, right? Figure out what they are, figure out the things that they really want to accomplish, and who to run behind. Which are your better blockers? Find those guys and get in that direction.
To throw on 3rd down, Allen toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on 3rd down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a 4th down decision.
And that is no good. And this score will stay right where it is. These playoff games have a tendency to be tight. You have to wonder if that missed field goal could haunt them later.
Yeah, we're always looking for the key plays, right? The ones that we're going to magnify. Usually those happen in the second half or later in the game. This might be the key play of the game showing up here in the first half.
Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their own 23. They run. It's Mark Ingram. And this will go as a gain of 7 as he gets it to the 30-yard line.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
A good run got 7 on 1st. Here's 2nd and 3.
I got you, boy. I got you, boy.
Jackson options out left. And he held on to it, but he probably shouldn't have as they get him behind the line. It's a loss of 4. Now 3rd down. An extra defensive back here for the Bills on 3rd down. Jackson now. Eluding the pressure right. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Lorenzo Alexander tracks him down away in the backfield for a loss of 16. On is the punter Cook, who sends it away.
know why, but it's always agonizing to me to see a guy make a mistake in this phase of the game because you can. It's all on him. All eyes there. He's got a chance to make a punt return, and instead he ends up putting it on the carpet.
Puts it on the carpet. The little rubber pellets shoot up. Never a good sign for a returner on this field turf surface.
No, not at all. And a bunch of them go up when they're all trying to get to the football, don't they?
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 10 yards, good enough for a Buffalo first down.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of their yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another first down with that run.
Let's go, D. Tighten up. Middle. 48 for Mike. You must be getting tired of seeing me. Twist. Watch the twist.
Here's Singletary. And very little running room there. He did get a couple up to the 49.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
On play action, Allen. It's hauled in by Lee Smith. And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens 30.
There are so many things to watch for when you play defense. And reading your keys, you always hear about that, and having your eyes in the right place. Sometimes your eyes can fool you. How about that play action there? And it sprang the big guy, didn't it?
Able to dump it over the top to him. So in Raven territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line. Working out of the shotgun. Here's Allen over the middle, and it's incomplete.
All right, that one fell incomplete there, but the best quarterbacks, they'll miss on 40% of their throws somewhere in that neighborhood, similar to a great hitter in baseball who's going to fail 7 out of 10 times and still have a great year. In this case, you want perfection, but way better that it hits the ground instead of going to an opposite color jersey.
Ball on the 30 as they come up 2nd and 10. Allen going to give this one to Singletary. And he'll get about 3 as he's brought down to the 28. Pretty good little two-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or two because you want to try and defend on 3rd down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
They missed a field goal on their last drive. Here they need something to even get into field goal range on 3rd down. From the gun, it's Allen. And this one caught by Beasley. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. 12 yards that time and a Bills first down.
Nice catch right there. Brings to mind the sentence, when in doubt, find your veterans.
We used to laugh back in the day when they would call guys like him crafty veterans. You get up in your 30s, you're still playing receiver, but you're around that long at that position, you're doing something right.
Just remember this, when he was young, he thought the crafty veteran was simply a guy who couldn't run anymore. Now he understands a little bit better.
5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. 2 minutes to play here in this first half of the NFL playoffs. A reminder coming up at the half, as we've done all year. We'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. Coach will have the lowdown on what's going on here in this wild card weekend as we begin on the road to Super Bowl 53 in Atlanta. On 2nd down now. Singletary. And he is into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. A 10-yard touchdown run. And the Bills will add on to their lead.
I know we don't talk about it enough, but the intelligence level of the guys up front blocking, the offensive linemen, maybe the smartest guys in football overall. Add in a little bit of athleticism and a whole lot of toughness, you've got a lot to deal with, don't you?
That's why the guys in the backfield get them really nice Christmas gifts, right?
If they're smart, they do.
This will be fielded at the 8. And he'll take it up past the 25. to the 26-yard line.
At their own 26-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And this not an easy situation. You're down early, in the elements, you're on the road. How do you get the mojo back?
Well, one thing is to remember that as an offensive player, you have a much better idea of what you're trying to accomplish and where you're trying to go than the defender. So in this case, because you know it, you can make your cuts with a little more decisiveness. Maybe a second fake, some double moves, things of that nature. To go.
Trying for Brown, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Micah Hyde.
And this might not be the last interception we see, Brandon. Both of these teams like to throw the football, but here in this snow, ball's not going to always go where you want it to. And this one winds up getting intercepted.
Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach. And we asked him because we saw the forecast for this game, didn't we? We said, hey, have you prepared for this? And he talked about the different drills that they've done in adverse conditions, the wet ball drills, things of that nature. He said, I don't think it's going to slow us down much. We tend to handle it pretty well, and he's been right.
Ain't no such thing as a loss. We take a win.
They'll run here with Singletary. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on first down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. So they fake the handoff. Now Allen. Blitz coming, and down he goes. From the corner, Jimmy Smith blitzes for the sack. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. So after the sack, Allen and the Bills with work to do on 3rd and long. Allen off the play fake, looking deep downfield. And that'll be incomplete. Well, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty, and it's 4th down. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. 35 yards that time on the punt. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. Time here for likely a couple plays if they want it, but with the field position what it is, maybe better suited to just sit on this one?
I'm with you totally. I would sit on it and get into the locker room and start over. But if they do decide to try and make a play, we know what the basics are. You run draw, you run screen. I would maybe run a little swing pass and try and get my lineman out in space and see if they can chop a hole into the secondary and see if he can run a little bit.
Jackson on 1st down. Oh, that was dangerous. Threw it into coverage, almost picked, but instead they'll keep it on 2nd down. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. Final play of the half here. It's Jackson. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. So we're at halftime of this AFC wildcard matchup as we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach, both teams try to avoid being one and done in these playoffs as we start the second half of this AFC wildcard game. This one taken just inside the 10. And he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. The last run got 9. That leaves them with 2nd and a yard. Jackson, option right. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
And this is one of those plays that if you can use it to keep the chains moving, it's a good play. And not only that, it tends to tamp down the pass rushers because they have to recognize this play and stay at home. The quarterback uses it well. Read option, keeps it, and picks up a first down with some nice running.
And all this is taken in one-handed. What a catch. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. They'll wind up losing 7 yards on the play. And it'll be a 2nd and long.
On the ready. Go 58 to the right. Watch the curl. Watch the curl.
Out of the gun, they give to Ingram. And he'll get this up to about the 40.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
Move. Stand up in. 49 to Mike. 49 to Mike.
Jackson from the shotgun. And the Bills are going to get him as he goes down. Trent Murphy able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
And that's his 2nd sack of the game, but this player, disruptive in all phases, whether he's going upfield, coming underneath, you name it. He's a big-time guy you have to block.
No returning this one. It sails out of bounds, and they'll spot it right at the 20. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. This crew had to punt last time they had the ball, but when you've got a lead like this, you content to play the field position game?
You are to an extent, especially if you like your defense, because you have the lead, you've been controlling the game. But why put them in a tougher spot? You want to get out there and get something done on offense and maybe take command of this game yourself. 3rd quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. They go right back to Singletary. 4 yards on the pickup there as it'll leave them with a 3rd and about 4 more for a 1st.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball, protect this lead, give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game.
5 wide. You're on an island over there. Single receiver. Mike 48.
So the shotgun snap to Allen. And Beasley with it over the middle. And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a first down. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. They'll run on first down with Singletary. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
Let's go, defense. Let's get out the field, defense.
From the 36, Allen. And he almost had it defensively. Could have been a game changer there in this second half. Instead, it's third down.
Tremendous coverage there. Just did not catch the football and complete the interception. But what do they say all the time? If he had really good hands, he'd be playing offense.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on second down.
41's coming. 41's a mic.
Allen going to throw. And he's unable to haul it in. So it falls incomplete over the middle third of the field. And that brings up 4th.
Well, he'll definitely say that that's one he should have held on to. But when you're playing in elements like this, sometimes those bullet passes, those ones with a little bit of pace on them, they can be difficult to hold on to.
That'll be a 41-yard punt, just 1 yard on the return. And the Ravens, they'll take over. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
Ready. 15 on it. 15 on it. Get it on. West. Here we go. Here we go. Switch, switch, switch. Go.
Throwing on second down. Jackson dancing to his left. He'll try and run it. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. Lamar Jackson, such a threat with those legs, able to improvise and get the first.
Sometimes guys get locked into such a groove. What do we call it? The game's slowing down. They see everything happening almost in slow motion. They see the lanes develop. I feel like he's right there.
Well, and you want this from your leader, right? With this deficit, this stage of the game, second half, no quitting here.
Zero.
Now a pass dumped off to his running back. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. That one good for 13 and a Raven first down.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen, where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all of them going together as one unit downfield. A really nice pickup.
On 1st and 10, it's Jackson. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Jerry Hughes just would not be denied. That's a loss of 7.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Another try after the first down sack. Jackson got a man. It's Brown. And he's got a first down as the tackle made at the Bills' 30. And just a small glimpse there as to why they like this rookie so much.
And that's why they lit up a little bit in our meetings with the coaching staff, didn't they?
When we talked about him, they did.
Yeah, you know, they like his work ethic. You know, this guy's running every route well in the route tree and getting better at it all the time, really honing his game. They expect a pretty good jump out of him as things continue to move on.
Throwing on first down, it's Jackson. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down. And this will probably be the last play of the quarter.
Let's set a tone, fellas. Let's set a tone. Switch, switch, switch. Wait. Go. 49's the mic. Mark 49. Wild Bill. What's on?
This time Jackson will throw it. This will be caught by Brown. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Marquise Brown, 30 yards, as they are now just an extra point away from making this a 3-point game. Extra point through the snowflakes, up and good. 1 quarter remains for the right to survive round 1 here in the AFC. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Here's Tucker now out to kick this one away. This will be fielded at the 8. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line.
The Bills take over 1st and 10 at their own 30-yard line.
Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. They've been asleep for a little while on this side of the football, Charles, and the score is just a one-score game now. Haven't had any points this half. What gives?
Let's go old school here, all right? Let's get back to the basics. Get back to running the football, high-percentage throws. Find the guys that eat pressure and make plays for you and make sure they touch it.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. A play fake to Singletary, and now it's Allen. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Pernell McPhee. He's the one that got home and takes him down for a loss of 9. So after the sack, Allen and the Bills with work to do on 3rd and long.
48 to Mike.
No gain on this, D. Hey, Delta.
Mike 48. Here we go.
Play action. Now it's Allen. He completes it to the tight end, Knox. Well, they convert on 3rd with a gain of 22. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
On 1st down, Singletary. Patrick Onwuasor up to make the tackle. Offensively with the lead, you want to run the ball, keep the clock going, but you also want to still kind of be in attack mode too, right? So how do you do that and not come back on your heels?
Yeah, think about all the practices we've watched where they have that tempo period to go over things just like this, where they describe the scenario, tell you what they're looking for, and make sure that they're still attacking, yet at the same time not going so fast as to leave too much time on the clock.
Now, meanwhile, here's a 2nd down throw that's knocked away and incomplete.
Anytime a ball's thrown in the middle of the field and it's popped up in the air, I expect someone to catch. It doesn't matter whether it's offense or defense because there's usually a great amount of bodies in that part of the field. In this case, no one came up with it.
The Bills on 3rd down. They've hit 4 of 7. This is 3rd and 7. Now Allen from the gun. He'll throw. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up. Critical play in this football game because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that if they pick up a 1st down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
And for an offense that is struggling, this is not where you want to start from. Great punt.
Fantastic punt. And for all those who wonder, what do punters do during the course of practice each and every day? The best ones do what we just saw there. Work on positioning the football and helping their team.
Jackson, options out left. And he will take this up to about the 8-yard line. Only a yard on the keeper, and it'll be 2nd down.
And if you like defensive football, focus on the defensive end on this play. He does everything exactly right. Reads the play and makes sure he spills it for a small gain.
Here we go. Hey, hold on.
On 2nd and 9, Jackson. That'll be taken in there by Miles Boykin. He's at the 50, the 30, past the 20, and all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Miles Boykin, 92 yards, and the Ravens have taken the lead. They talked about stringing together some explosive plays here in the playoffs. That was a pretty explosive play.
It certainly was, and if you're going to win on the road, it certainly helps to have big playability in your hip pocket, doesn't it?
This will be fielded at the 6. Then he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And right now these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting, because 3 straight drives have ended with them punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler rather than more complex in order to try and fashion together a drive.
A big play there on the catch and run. 66 yards.
First and goal at the 7-yard line.
Only way to get the lead here, of course, with a touchdown, and that's what they're gunning for on 1st and goal. They run here with Singletary, trying to run inside, but nothing there. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal. Under 4 to go now as the clock runs, and they come up on 2nd down. Here's Allen. And he is into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. A 7-yard touchdown grab. And the Bills have retaken the lead. Now an important extra point here to stretch this lead to a field goal. And it's no good. It has not been his day. That's the 2nd extra point he's missed so far. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. This is taken at his 4. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive, and they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
He's got this almost to the 40 before going out. That's good for a Raven first down, 15 yards there.
You know, as a defensive guy, I don't normally do this, Brandon, but a tip of the cap to the offensive coordinator. Design quarterback run at this stage of the 4th quarter when I expected him to throw the ball, and he got a first down.
Yeah, trailing this stage of the 4th quarter. Picked up the first, stopped the clock, too.
Yeah, sometimes there's some guts in play calling when you go against the grain because you know you could easily be criticized if it doesn't work out.
8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short.
2nd and 2 at the 46-yard line.
8 yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2. Again, it's Edwards. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. 3rd down just got a lot tougher. That will officially go as a loss of 7. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. He's going to fire this thing deep right sideline. And unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
Trying to erase that deficit all at once. One big shot. He took it. Unfortunately for him, incomplete.
One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. They'll try and throw for it with Jackson. And he's got his man, Marquise Brown. 4th down, no problem. 19 yards that time, but now it's 1st and 10. Felt compelled to go for it there on 4th down, trailing in the 4th quarter. They got it done.
And there's always a lot of pressure on a 4th down call. Doesn't matter the distance. You still have to get it done, as you noted, and they did.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. 2 minutes remain, and that's our score differential as well. 2 points here in the 4th quarter. So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Edwards now on 1st and 10. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. It's a pickup of 11 at a Baltimore 1st down. And whistles, and we're going to have another stoppage of play as they call the timeout on defense with 1:53 left. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. They'll go back to Edwards on 1st down. Trent Murphy, the one to bring him down.
I like it. I like the call. Still an opportunity to run the football and chew up a little more time off the clock.
It's 2nd and 8 at the 29-yard line.
Jackson going to give this one to Edwards. 4 yards on the pickup there as it'll leave him with a 3rd and about 4 more for a 1st. Now the Bills will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. To throw. He's got his man. It's Andrews. And he's going to be taken down here still a couple yards short of the 1st. 2 yards is all they'll get on the completion. It's 4th down. The Bills are going to go ahead and use their final timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This to take the lead here in the final minute. And Tucker's kick right there. It's good. And the sideline celebrates as they have taken the lead in the final minute. All right, so time to reset here. It's a huge kick there, gives them the lead, but they've got to be careful that their celebrations aren't a little too premature.
You're exactly right about that, because there still is time for the other guys to run a few plays and get into field goal position. So this defense is going to need to come up with one final stop if they're going to get out of here with a victory.
And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. They're only in need of a field goal, a decent amount of time on the clock. So tell me if I'm wrong. You don't have to be too panicked here.
No, not at all. I agree with you. And this is where your preparation and your confidence comes into play. They've worked on these situations.
They practice this all the time.
They practice it all the time. They know what they want to get done. And in a lot of cases, the great competitors, they love this situation. They think they can go ahead and get it done.
They practiced it. We'll see if practice makes perfect. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. That one was intended for John Brown, but it'll be second down. Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up 2nd and 10. They'll look to throw. That'll be incomplete as the clock will stop with 14 seconds remaining.
Brings up 3rd down and 10.
So now 3rd and 10, a big play to start the drive, but nothing since. He's back to throw. That'll be incomplete with 9 seconds now showing on the clock.
It's 4th down.
Game on the line, season on the line. They're going for it here on 4th down. So they're going for it, and here's Allen. And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe. Pernell McPhee. And as a result, their playoff run may end right here. Baltimore with good starting field position as they come up 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. They go down to a knee, and that will do it. They are moving on here in the playoffs. And a wild card win moves them on to the divisional round.
Everyone plays all year long for the right to get into the tournament, as they like to call it. Wild card, divisional, doesn't matter to them. One moves on, one goes home.
So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. With that, we say so long from Buffalo.